The Secretary to the Western Province Ministry of Education addressed this letter dated the 11th of December last year to the principal of the Vidyakara Balika Vidyalaya in Maharagama, who he himself had appointed to that position 3 months ago. The letter comes in the wake of several criticisms raised by opposition and government councillors at the Western Provincial Council against the appointment made by the Secretary. The criticisms raised by the Western Provincial Councillors is reasonable when taking into consideration the points given to eligible candidates to be interviewed for the post of principal at the Vidyakara Vidyalaya by a 3-member committee headed by the Secretary himself. When considering the eligibility criteria for the position of principal of Vidyakara Vidyalaya, it is evident that calling the officer in question for an interview was in itself an arbitrary action. However, the officer in question, who is a grade 2.2 officer of the Sri Lanka Principal Service, has been granted the position, scoring the highest points at the interview, in spite of the fact that in order to be eligible for the position, she would have to be a grade 1 officer of the Sri Lanka Principal Service or a grade 3 officer of the Sri Lanka Education Administrative Service. She was given the position in spite of the fact that 4 candidates fulfilled the eligibility criteria and in spite of the fact that 1 candidate was more than qualified to hold the position. It is the Secretary himself who has awarded an abnormal amount of points to the principal in question. At present, the principal has returned the favour granted to her by the Provincial Education Secretary. Instead of accepting the transfer letter issued on the 11th of December and reporting to the Zonal Education Office after handing over official documents and equipment, she has locked the principal's office at the school and has not reported to work since. She signed the pay sheets for the month of December for the teachers at the school at a garage in Pannipitia, and that too after postponing it for 3 days. Isn't this more than enough proof to question whether the official in question is suitable to hold the position of principal at any school? Shouldn't steps be taken to determine the criteria used by the interview board for the position of principal for this school and then educate them on how due consideration should be given to qualified individuals? Chief Minister of the Western Province, this is over to you.